Well, good morning. In real time, it's 5:30 a.m. Sunday morning, the 16th of August, and it's raining. I've been up for some time listening to the thunder and watching the lightning and listening to the rain. Very odd weather we're having, very unusual weather. And the people that understand weather and patterns and climates, they tell us that this unusual conditions that we're experiencing all over our planet, well, a lot of it is our fault. It's because of us and our lifestyle choices. And all of us in this little community we call Church of the Oaks, all of us are very aware of consciousness, and we all participate in trying to do the real things, the good things. But in actuality, every single one of us has participated to this condition of global warming and climate change. Look around your house. Look at all the stuff. All that stuff has been part of the cause of this thing we call climate change. Vivian wrote a wonderful message this week in our Inquiring Minds email. I'd like to read it because I think it's a lot to wrap our heads around, and it's the topic of my message this morning. What inspires people to embark on projects or support campaigns that are not of immediate personal benefit? At the center of each of us is a wellspring of caring and compassion. I believe that is innate. However, as with most values, it needs to be nurtured and developed. Like trees and the root systems, we draw from a deeper strength from which courage and intelligence results. It is being called the Great Turning as we are consciously making a difference for our world. As the Gaia theory proposes, the Earth functions as a self-regulating living system, and we are the powerful instruments who contribute to its well-being. We have an impressive assignment. I'm going to read that again. We have an impressive assignment. We are saying yes to it and are in wonderment as we feel the evolution for the good of the whole. We are in a state of transformation worldwide. And that transformation includes every facet of this experience we call life. As we live our day-to-day lives, I think the important thing to be aware of is our consciousness. I've tried to define consciousness very simply. Consciousness is that unseen power or energy or force that controls our thoughts, our words, and our actions at any given moment in time. And that consciousness, whatever it might be, shifts. It can change quick as a blink of an eye, or a heartbeat, or a thought. There used to be a lady that came to church here. She has long since passed. And I always loved her just like a sister. She was just an amazing person. But she'd always, her favorite line, her favorite statement was, "Love and light, my dears." And by the time we'd walk out of the doors and into the hall for fellowship, she could very easily jump right in the middle of your face and draw you down because of something you said, did, or might have done that irritated her. And I thought, you know, how typical that is of all of us. We can show great compassion and empathy, and in a heartbeat, let that goopy devil pull out in front of us, make a slam on the brakes, and the brakes and a dozen eggs we just bought fell on the floorboard and busted. And we go livid. This consciousness, to be aware of where our thinking, our words, and our actions are coming from. What's driving that? I said last week that could be we are in another Great Depression. We have this COVID virus, this global pandemic. We've got climate change. We've got a world economy that's just, who knows? People are afraid, they're irritated, they're inconvenienced, they're frustrated. And there's only one avenue of getting through this Great Depression, and that is by elevating and being aware of our consciousness as often as possible. We've been conditioned to live in this world just kind of by habit. We get into routines in everything. The way we think, the way we respond, the way we act, the way we get up in the morning. It's all a routine. It's a without thought lifestyle. If something broke, we just go get another one. If it's too hot or too cold or inconvenient or I'm too tired, we just stop. The world doesn't stop. I had a phone conversation yesterday with a lady. She just called out of the blue. And she wanted to know if we were a unity church or just what were we, and were we meeting? And it seems as though she has been going to the Mormon church for the last few years and found great joy and connection in the community that they had there. But she said, I'm not looking for community as much and a set of rules to live by. She said, I'm looking for healing. Healing of her soul, healing of her body. She has some problems, challenges in her life. And that healing can come about from this impressive assignment that Vivian was talking about. Our assignment is to be the caretakers of our world, the caretakers of each other, the caretakers of our environment, and the caretakers of our own lives. And who's going to drive the bus? Is it going to be a habit, someone else's beliefs, someone else's mandates? Or is it going to be this connection that every human has with Spirit? This connection with each other, this connection with our environment and all the living things on our planet. Are we going to be connected with compassion and love and caring and empathy and understanding and acceptance? Are we going to connect with self-need, selfishness, greed, fear, obedience, compliance? My friends, we are in one of the most interesting times in human history, I think. We have been offered the situation and the assignment to evolve as our species, to evolve as part of the life on this planet. You know, I doubt that any of us is going to become Gandhi or Mother Teresa or Martin Luther King tomorrow, just because we wake up and decide to be. But we could be. Every one of us has the capacity to live our lives with a consciousness of love and compassion, empathy, understanding, and acceptance. And all of us have that from time to time. But I think that if we really stop and question our consciousness, examine what is our consciousness, as I was arguing with my brother-in-law, or as I was giving a few bucks to a homeless person. And as I said last week, this consciousness of we, of the good of the whole, is communicable. It's contagious. A little example. Take a 3-minute shower instead of a 5-minute shower. Well, that 2 minutes of water you saved may not have great impact on our global water supply. But the consciousness that you showed in being aware of your consumption, that consciousness spreads throughout the universe in ways that none of us have the ability to know and perceive. That consciousness has a force greater than any of us can imagine. And our global societies, our countries, our different towns, states, countries, counties, it's changing. That consciousness is shifting. You see it, you can actually feel it. Every one of us is more aware of the atrocities, the injustice, the suffering that's going on in this world today. We're more aware of that today, minute by minute, than we were a year ago or 5 years ago or a decade ago. We're not going to fix everything this week. Not going to happen. We're not going to fix everything November 3rd. We're not going to fix everything in the next decade. Life has been around for millions of years. It took, 35 million years for the Grand Canyon to be what it is now, and it's still evolving and still changing. Well, humanity's going to evolve and change. It's never going to reach a destination. It's going to continue to evolve. And how it evolved, how that happens, is based fully on the consciousness of the human beings on this planet. And that's evolving as well. So my message this morning is to remind us we have an assignment. We have options. And the key to fulfilling that assignment, accepting that assignment, is being aware that our consciousness is the driving force of our lives, of the lives of those around us, of the lives of our trees and our wildlife, our consciousness. Something to think about. I hope you all enjoyed the little rain this morning. And as you experience the very high summer heat this coming week, think about our participation, past, present, and future, into that very high temperature. As we notice the agony that so many people are experiencing now, may we send out by our thoughts and our words and our actions a consciousness of caring, of love, of acceptance, and encouragement. And so it is.